And welcome back to the hottest marriage show in our neighborhood. It's I, John D. and
Kanika,
aka And Too Much Podcast, Rescripting the culture one conversation at a time.
Yeah.
Golly. Anyways, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well. Just living day by day.
I'm tired.
Where are you tired from?
A front yard takes a lot of work. Thank God we have a nephew who likes to just be outside doing stuff for no apparent reason. But Darius was a game changer in that front yard this week. So shout out to that nephew. But I've been lifting, pulling. John's been doing more than me, but I don't complain more. So it's pretty though. It's getting pretty. So I'm tired though.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm excited to see it mature.
Yeah.
But the setup looks really nice without it even looking like what we want it to look like.
I know. Yeah. But my body is for real aching. Like my age is showing for real.
Well, those are some healthy calories lost.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
That Caesar dressing that I just ate though, that probably did. But I'm drinking water, y'all. Because you know what? John said, you are important. If you don't believe you're important, then there is a problem. And I had to say to myself, Kanika, are you important enough to want to live past 45? Because these pounds are coming. And these years are also.
They are.
So we going to start with water. I'll let y'all know how that works. Well, you know what? As time goes on, if you still see me looking puffy, then you will know that I probably fell off. But hopefully in the coming weeks, I'll be like slim and trim.
That's if that's what you want.
I don't want to be slim and trim. I want to be sensible.
All right.
Slim ain't ever been something I wanted to be. So
I don't think that's really healthy anyway. You should be like whatever your what is it that I follow?
The BMI.
Yeah, I believe in that BMI.
I don't believe in BMI though, but yeah, I understand what they're trying to do.
I just feel like if you're in your BMI, you'll understand why you were supposed to be in it.
For me to be in my BMI, I would have to be 124, 127 pounds to be ideal for my height. Bobblehead face.
You would start out looking like that. But not if you lost it healthily.
I remember when John lost his weight, he came here and he looked like his eyes were bugging out. He was sick. And my mom was like, is he okay? And I was like, I don't know. But eventually his eyes stopped bugging out. So I don't really know.
And I was worried too.
You were worried too? Could you tell?
Well, I was worried that I looked like I aged. I looked like I was older than I was.
He looked like he was a sick little old man.
I did.
Hobbling around.
My mother thought I was homeless.
Oh, she did. Well, that was partially your hair.
Yeah, no, but I was a little smaller too.
Yeah, that was when we were trying to grow locks.
Remember, I wasn't eating meat, and she was just like...
Yeah, she was like, what happened? I don't even understand. My girl was trying to shove meat in his mouth. Just eat this, mama. It's pork. I don't even eat pork. It don't matter. That's one thing she will do is put something in your mouth.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah. So, anything you're looking forward to this week?
Well, the school year's coming down to an end, so I have 6 weeks left, and I'm excited. I'm excited about going home to Louisville to see Dallas participate at nationals.
Yeah, true. That'd be nice.
Yeah, hopefully we can see some of the city that I wasn't even able to see because it's grown since I was there.
Yeah, and I think it's different when you go home as a tourist rather than living there.
For sure.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. I love how when you ask people who work in schools or students, you're like, so, what's going on? They'll be like 32 days. Some of them don't even say anything to you. They just give you numbers, 32 days. And I'll be like, oh, okay. But you know what?
It's 30, though.
You know what I'm thinking about at this point, though, is so the kids came home and they're talking about the Spain trip next year. They get a whole year to prepare for it. You can imagine the cost. We've been talking to them about, they went and visited a college this week. And she really liked it. They have a residential program over the summer. Dallas is doing a residential program over the summer. It's a lot of money to, like, you want to find opportunities to really, like, build your kid up, let them experience things, but certain experiences really, like, require you to make choices. Like, are we going out to eat? Or are we trying to send this kid to a program? I mean, money. And I'm thinking to myself, like, one of my childhood friends, her son is graduating this year, full ride with a number of scholarships. It wasn't just like they offered him a full ride. I think they collected over however many scholarships to kind of build up to pay all this tuition, all the fee, everything. And I'm just wondering, how prepared are we really, like, for this stuff? I don't necessarily know. Like, we talk about how college isn't necessary for our kids and what they want to do. Going to college appears to be the path that they're going to have to take. But preparing them to be a competitive candidate, like the senior that I just spoke about, like, he got accepted in as an honor student, as a freshman in this program that he's going to, which there are only 2 freshmen that have been offered the opportunity to come in as honor students. And I'm like, okay, I want them to be able to be competitive and on top of it and really be a standout student, give them those opportunities to be standout students. But it's feeling like tight purse chain, you know, like my dad used to say, my money is funny and my change is strange. Mm-hmm. And that's how it's feeling stressed. I'm not feeling super stressed, but I'm just like, you know, I don't even know what's coming in the school year of other things that are gonna happen. You got prom, you got cars, we got a lot going on coming up. Yeah,
I guess I haven't thought about all of that. I really haven't. I just felt like we're doing the best we can to prepare them, and I felt like if it's supposed to happen, it's supposed to happen. It's not going to happen because we didn't do everything we could. I'm pretty sure it's things that we could have done, but I think that we've, like, put them in a position to, like, get things. So hopefully it works out, you know. And if it don't, they don't have to figure it out. This is something that we did figure out.
Hey, we figured it out. I think that sometimes I'm so caught up in not having them. Like, I used to always have that argument where if you made it to level 7, when your kid shows up, your kid shouldn't have to start at level 1. You should at least put them at level 4 or 5 and then help them learn how to get past where you are and beyond. And I think of that when I'm thinking about college. When I went in not really knowing what I was doing. I was signing promissory notes like it wasn't nothing. You know, I was working, but I was tossing my money in the air. And so I guess I'm trying to figure out it goes back to what you had said earlier, where the guy was talking and he was like, quit trying to help your kids. Let them have to, like, figure stuff out, because trying to make it where they don't have to start at square one, I don't know the right place to stop so that they can learn the problem solving and decision making skills to, like, propel them further beyond me. Like, where do you cripple them versus give them a leg up?
Well, I think that you probably were supposed to stop at math a long time ago.
Well, with math, that's just, look, I offer my services. I'm solid at math. So when they need help and they come home, I'll go over it with them. But you were saying they should have to use their school resources more. Like,
I feel like as parents, majority of the parents can't do the math that our kids are doing. And even if you have parents that can do that, like, it's got to be a level where we're supposed to stop so that they can find their own resources. And we kind of help guide them to it. But right now, there are resources at home. And they have no idea what it's like to just, dang, I need help in this subject. And, like, we could have said, okay, Dad, you need to find out. They got some after school tutoring, see if they have this class or whatnot. But it's like, I got the fixes at home.
You know, I was, that brings to mind, I was listening to somebody say today, she was like, you know, is college really worth it? She said, I look at everything as a return on an investment. And if I'm spending $90,000 at this school, when I come out, I want to be making my $90,000 or more. Like, I need it to make sense. And she was talking to a president of the HBCU, and he said, it's interesting that you look at it that way. He said, however, do you ever think about that $90,000 you spent? Did you take advantage? Like, that $90,000 pays for those professors to be at office hours, and it pays for the career center, and it pays for all this, all these tutoring and computer lab. Did you use every resource that was afforded to you for that $90,000?
Yeah.
It's like, if you had maximized every resource that was available,
you would have came out making that and not more.
That might have put you somewhere
That's it.
So, and he is like, so when you're talking about that return on investment, you got to figure out if you were paying that money and tossing 50% of it in the air. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so then it makes me think about this. So, the kids are going to they're going to know, because they're going to learn that there are resources on campus, but it probably will be more of a scramble in the beginning, trying to figure out where even to start, because they haven't had to really look for resources on this level. Yeah.
Well, I think that we just have to be a lot more intentional going into these last years, because they've had it very easy.
Yeah.
As far as the solutions haven't been at home, they haven't had to get an attitude with us because of whatever reason. It's like, what's going to help them get over that hump? Because to me, I hate to say it, this is probably what causes depression. Like the disappointment of not being able to do something that you see somebody else do. Mm-hmm. And you'd be like, why can they do it and I can't? Mm-hmm. And it's the self-esteem aspect where you can't understand. But they don't know we did it. We was like, hey, we kind of did too much for you.
Yeah, and then that's the other thing. But, all I can think about is the movies when the little certain kind of kids will be yelling at their mom, you and it's like, okay, I was trying to help them.
Yeah, no.
I
just thought about it.
This is my first time.
Yeah. And it's even the education crippled us because we thought we were smarter than our parents' lack of resources.
Yeah.
Because they put us in this because they didn't have the resources, but that helped mold us in so many different areas that we would have gotten if we would have gone to a private school.
Yeah.
Because, you just grow up differently. A different set of skills. Not saying you can't adjust, but we have a set of skills that we're supposed to be giving to our kids.
I'm like Liam Neeson up in this one. Got a special set of skills. I can do a math problem really fast. But, I guess it's something about our generation and how we grew up. And I know people always talk about Gen this. But I really find this in in people our age when they're talking about their kids. We really tried to, we were the kids that were, we had to figure everything out. And so now we figure out everything for them. And now they don't even have to think. I don't know. I don't know if everybody thinks that way, though. Maybe other people don't agree.
But maybe they don't have to. All we got is what our kids are doing and their behaviors. Would you say it kind of lines up with what we're saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So we are going to have to adjust. So that's the reason why I say, the point of these shows is to show how we're growing as parents to try to come up with different ways for our kids doing it.
Yeah.
And, when I was growing up, I used to always, my father used to always call people spoiled. They used to get this and that. And I'm like, they got everything they wanted. And I'm like, I don't know what that wall was when they realized they couldn't get everything they wanted. But as a kid, don't you want to know what that feels like?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
I don't know. That's why I said, you felt free. That's the me that kid feeling like, dang, I wish I could but yeah, that's so hard to have when you didn't have that. Yeah. So it's kind of dope that you guys have this free feeling. Everything is so good.
Well, it's not all the time.
Oh, I know. I'm saying, but when they get to look back, they'll be able to, pick our parenting apart, but they can't say that we didn't try to help them advance. like, we like purposely like looked up research to try to figure out what can we do to put them in a better situation. But it's our first time to slow. Well, hopefully they'll figure out what we did.
That made me just think when you said they'll pick apart our parenting. What do you think is going to be the biggest thing that they're going to say we did wrong?
We didn't let them figure, like we saved them too much. I think that does affect somebody's outward appearance.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking of like the students, just overall looking at students where you can tell the parents coddle them in certain areas, they're more introverted.
Yeah.
Like you don't see outgoing kids.
What's so crazy is that we for real, like sometimes when we were younger, when the kids were younger, we would look at them sometimes like, where these kids come from? Because they're nothing like us. And I felt like I was a pretty extroverted kid, even though I'm definitely not that at this point. But the things that they have to navigate, that we step in, that's one thing I did notice. Socially, the things they navigate socially, we step back from.
Yeah.
And I don't know, are we throwing them out there and saying you're going to have to figure it out on your own? Like, this is your big struggle, so you're going to have to figure out everything else we pick up. Are we picking up the stuff we think is easiest? Like, a math problem is easy. Trying to help you figure out how to manage a friend group, I don't really know. Like, it seems like they're really good with meeting people and talking to people and everything, but yeah, just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that will be the thing, though, they'll pick apart, is that we did too much. I'm always afraid that I'm not doing enough. And I don't know where that comes from. But it's me. Like, they don't tell me that. I remember having a conversation with Day, and I was like, what would you do more for your kid than what we did? Like, how would you be a better mom than me? And she was like, I would be just like you. And that felt really good. But at the same time, I'm like, something gonna show up later. She's gonna be like,
well, it's gotta show up, because if it doesn't, that means we did everything right. We know, you know what I'm saying? But at least we'll have better answers for them. They won't like hold it against us like, look, we didn't know. They'll be able to look at this and this, look, we were lying.
We didn't know. We were trying to figure it out.
Show me the receipts.
Yeah. I love that daggone clip. Anytime I get an opportunity, I'm going to ask for the receipts. Yeah. So hopefully they'll be better. I don't know. I guess the conversations help. Sometimes it helps to hear other people and their insecurities as a parent, so I could feel like, oh, okay. Sometimes I listen to other parents that have kids our age, and I'm like, oh, I don't even have to worry about that. So that feels great. But at the same time, like, I try to pick them apart, like, not in a bad way, but just ask them, what else do you do? Because I'm trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? If you're fulfilling that need, what should I be, like, give me something. Yeah. Give me some of your tools so I can use them. And I often, like, I would say the same thing. Well, why don't you try this, or why don't you try that, for things that we don't have issues with. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't, because every kid is unique, every parent is unique. We all got our own hang-ups. But I'm constantly, like, trying to figure out, what are people doing that's working?
Look, I'm telling you, as I look back in my educational career, all of the kids that look similar or act similar to ours, the introvert, not wanting to, like, their parents was extra nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, they're really involved. And I'm not saying the other ones aren't, but you can tell it's like some tough love in the other families.
So,
they're a lot more.
Are we helicopter-ish?
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
I don't even know how to undo that.
Well, I think it's just something we're going to have to work on, because that's what it is. Like, we, when they say, I didn't believe in tough love. But there's a level of tough love that makes you become independent. You feel like you can do it on your own.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't get that, it's like, that's what you need to be able to live out here. If you don't do it on, like, you got to feel like, I can do this. But that comes with tough love. But I don't know how to give that part of it to them.
Yeah, not I'm gonna cuss you out, love, but like tough love, like knock you out the nest. Maybe not down the mountain, but fly, little bird. Fly. Yes.
That's something we'll work on, though.
Yeah.
Anybody want to give a shout out before we get out of here?
Any financial advisors want any scholarship experts come through?
Yeah, that's what we look for.
Yeah. So shout outs to scholarship experts.
Find us.
Yes, please. Appreciate it. I follow everybody on that on socials. But yeah. But that's all. Those are probably you're probably the most wanted for me. Kanika's most wanted.
For sure. Well, y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or the action will get after you. Be great on purpose.